in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead out behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning.
Hey everybody, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Please do hit the likes, share the show. It really does help. We are joined by Roger Ledwell. Hope you're doing well, man.
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, unfortunately, I heard you got struck,
Yes, I
and
did.
I hope you do figure that out and get it sorted.
I will.
And whoever struck you, Duffy, what a sad thing to do if it was him.
If it was.
Anyway, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody in the YouTube lands. I'm glad you guys are all doing well. Please do hit the likes, as I said, and we're going to try to attempt to finish off the series of Cuppy Cake, because we did attempt last night, but as you know, it didn't work out that way because, you know, we had some flat earth discussion with Solve and stuff, which I enjoyed actually. So it was good.
Yes, sir. It was.
So I want to ask you a question, mate. The Glow Preterists, do they have issues regarding scripture?
It seems that way. They have an interpretation that they have to uphold, don't they?
Yes, that's for sure. I think it's one thing for the flat earth preterists to have issues, but Glow Preterists have it even worse.
Yeah, they got a lot more to prove.
Exactly. By the way, before we do start, I want to go and do some self-plugging for next Saturday again. Let me quickly get it up. Share the stream. There we go. We're having an epic roundtable discussion next week. Guys, please do make sure to come. It's going to be exciting. Satan's short season. It's heretical roundtable discussion. Well, we're going to be joined by a few people.
I see Josh Monday on there.
Yeah. Josh Monday's there. It's myself, Charles, Michael Kahn, King Nico, Jesus Street Computer Geek, Adam from he's Here I Am Lord Follow Me, PJ Cruikshank, and Steve from Hey Dude.
I see that.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting discussion. Looking forward to it. We all have some things to present, and it's going to be a roundtable discussion discussing the Satan's short season and why it's heretical, guys. So do make sure to keep that notifications hit, the bell icon, because it's something you're not going to want to miss.
Be there or be sphere.
But yeah, it's good to see you. I think we're going to carry on going. And yes, let's do this.
Your idol. I will cleanse you. Washing somebody physically does not take away the sins of the soul. Ephesians 5:26 is discussing kind of the roles of husbands and wives. So verse 26 says that he might sanctify her, having her cleansed by the washing of the water with the word. This is not using water physically, it's using the Bible as a spiritual transformation.
Okay, just hinging off of what we said last time. I read Genesis, okay, and in Genesis, it's talking about physical water. Now, Cupcake is trying to say, well, water can be used in different meanings. In other words, it's in context. No, duh.
That's a profound insight.
Yeah, like people don't know that. People don't know that the same word has different meanings in different contexts. So that's really her argument. Okay, great. But now what has that got to do with anything that I read?
Not a thing. I'm drawing a blank here.
So yeah, it's quite hectic.
I just got a quick thing to say. It wasn't Duffy. I just read through.
Okay, who was it then?
I don't have. It's Bev. I'm pretty
Was it
sure.
Bev?
I did a stream called a Bev and Beyond, and that's what I got struck for. It wasn't even the last stream I was on.
So it was Bev.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
He is a bit childish when it comes to things, though. But I'm not sure if he would really strike someone. I don't really. But hey, anything's possible.
I'll dig through the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't let me post my last stream, so.
Okay. Carry on.
Sorry.
So the other way that it's used to describe is nations that are kind of gathered against Israel. You see this a lot in Psalms, but it's also it's also language that you see being used by the prophets as well. So like in Daniel 6:26, after 62 weeks, an anointed one shall be cut off and having nothing. And the people of the prince who is to come shall
said it wasn't. That's what I said. I don't know Bev to be striking people. There we go.
Yeah.
You said it wasn't him. So it wasn't him. It was probably someone else. But like I said, it should tell you. If you just dispute it, and they will give you the person's email address. So just dispute it, Roger. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, I did put a dispute in. It was denied. So I just don't know how they deny a dispute without.
They can't deny a dispute.
I'll try it again.
Yeah, well, then there's something odd.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you get it sorted, man.
Me too. If not, I'm
destroy
going to be
the
down
city and its sanctuary. Its end shall come with a flood, and the end shall be war. This passage is referring to a flood, the way you would see kind of enemy soldiers coming over a hill, kind of like the Lord of the Rings. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but at the end, spoilers if you've never seen Lord of the Rings, an army comes up over the hill and kind of starts running down, and it looks like a flood of people ready to fight. I'm sorry, I should have paused at the end of each kind of one of those. Are there any questions?
Raza, please don't burglar my house. No, it's just a bit colder, guys. That's why I got my hoodie, my beanie on. It seems to have helped a bit to heat me up a bit. So yeah, I got the beanie on for heat. I just want to ask, is my sound okay? Because I've moved everything around a bit today. That's why everything looks different. I've got my camera on top now, where it's usually at the bottom. And I've moved my mic around and did some settings. So I just hope this sounds fine. Does it sound fine to you, Roger?
Oh, you're good, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a little better than normal.
Oh, then that's good. That's really good.
Because I do have a few more Bible passages.
No, that was all. I was like interpreting, man. That was great. DB Debunks for $5 Australian says, reminder, Ratzoid's Creality logo looks like an upside down cat's butthole and vajayjay.
What?
What?
It's a lamp with a flame. You know, it signifies a lamp with a flame. Shows you how sick these people are if that's what they think about. You know, keep your fire burning, hence why I got Luke on. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for that image. I did not need in my head.
Beautiful. Let me see if anybody has anything. All right, well, cool. There it is. You mean like thousands of war movies? What's that coming over the hill?
Can we get...
No, it's Flatzoid.
No, it's Flatzoid.
What?
Stir.
No, it's Flatzoid.
What they saying?
There it is. You mean like thousands of war movies? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster?
No, it's Flatzoid.
No, it's Flatzoid.
So that's the best they got, guys, is insulting. So first they make fun of the logo, saying perverse things about it. And now someone's saying, what's the thing coming out of the mountain? No, it's Flatzoid. Great rebuttal to anything, guys.
Not a rebuttal at all, from what I can tell. It's just like childish name calling.
Exactly my point. So it doesn't... But then again, what have we actually seen them actually present as any debunk? I haven't seen any debunk from these people at all. I've seen some childish behavior and ignorance to everything they talk about, but that's about it.
True. Well, can I apologize to Bev right quick? Bev, I'm really sorry that I thought it might be you because your name's on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's sincere.
That's so good. Beautiful. I know. I think that was very, very well said. If you want to continue, like that's. I think
Really
you're.
well said.
So
I think-
yeah, I've got a few more about how waters is referred to as peoples and nations. So we'll get through that, and then I don't have anything else until 3 minutes later.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
So Jeremiah 46, 7 and 8, that is discussing the judgment on Egypt in reference to water. It also mentions it in chapter 47 and in chapter 51. I'm not going to read all of these. I'm going to give kind of bullet points.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 26, 3. Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold, I am against Sotir and will bring many nations up against you as the sea brings the waves. So just because the Bible is mentioning water, it does not mean, we'll throw chemistry in here, H2O. Water can mean so many different things as well.
Okay. Yeah, because that's when it comes to context. That's why when we read Genesis 1 verse 2, and it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. What's the context of that water, Roger?
It's just saying exactly what it means. Is he was over the face of the water. That's all it means. Nothing else.
In other
Pretty
words,
simple.
the earth was there and it was just water.
Yeah.
Physical H2O.
It's wet stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. They're making an argument out of nothing so far.
No, the thing is, she thinks by cherry picking scriptures or citing cherry picked scriptures means water doesn't mean water.
She's
That's
going
how
that far. That's mental, dude.
Yeah, that's mental.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite sad.
And why is the cupcake in the way?
Nahum 1:8 discusses God's wrath against Nineveh. But with an overflowing flood, he will make a complete end of the adversaries and pursue him into darkness. And what really is the lack of better phraseology here, the nail in the coffin. Revelation 17:1 states, "Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said, 'Come, and I will show you the judgment of the prostitute who is seated on many waters.'" It goes later and says, in Revelation 17, verse 15, it makes it very clear what is meant by waters. "And the angel said to me, 'The waters where the prostitute is seated are the people and the multitudes of nations and languages.'"
Yeah, and how's that a nail in the coffin for what I read?
I have no idea whatsoever. I don't know where she's going at all. So I got a
No.
question for you, right quick.
Yeah.
Would you consider water part of Earth?
Yes, the thing is that when we read Genesis 2, verse 1, the earth wasn't yet there. It was without form. So there was no eretz. There was no dry land. So yes, there was no earth yet. It was just water. That's what it explains it as. So before there was earth, as in dry land, eretz, which had to come after the firmament, it was just water. And that's exactly what Genesis 1, verse 2 is talking about. God was hovering over that empty water, that empty nothing. It was just water with no life. There was nothing there.
I would consider that part of Earth for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Earth is made up of 70% water, as claimed by mainstream science today. So yes, I would still consider water part of Earth.
Very critical part of it, isn't it?
Yes, part of Earth, but not is Earth.
So he's using waters here very incorrectly.
How?
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's very, so again, it's up for interpretation of what you want the term waters to be.
No.
And I mean that's what I get from it, because it's a very how you say generic term for different images that you want to portray. And like I just find that fascinating that in the Bible that's where, you know, that same terminology is used multiple times for, you know, different things like that's I wish I was more articulate like you are, but that's what I'm getting from it. Is a very interpretable kind of term. And
Exactly, Raza. There's no details in her critique. It's just she just cited cherry-picked verses about water being different meanings in different contexts, and then just makes a statement that I am misrepresenting water in Genesis 1 verse 2, where it literally just says he was hovering over the waters.
Can I say
How?
something right quick though, Flash? On Charles there, is he doing this on purpose? The way he's presenting this?
Who?
Does he always I'm not
Oh no,
articulate.
he does. He does, especially when he has ignorance to subject. He does have stuttering issues. That's usually because he's trying to think how to sound intelligent in a subject, but he has no words to explain it because he actually has no knowledge in the subject. So hence he's trying to agree with her, but himself doesn't even understand what her argument was.
Then why would you agree with?
Because his bias is situated by acceptance of her narrative.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Might
it.
be an-
Just because they agree on a narrative, a biased narrative, so anything she says, he would just take it as truth. Remember, he also has no clue what's going on. He has no knowledge of the Bible whatsoever.
Okay. I was curious.
Yeah. But that's what I said. It's fine. Cupcake wants to debate me. I'm more than happy to debate her and her husband, because obviously I'm not allowed to debate her alone for some odd reason. But But there's definitely real issues if she's going to debate me the way she's trying to debunk me here.
And it can be used correctly, it could be used incorrectly, and then at this point, as you'd expect, Flatzoid gets it wrong.
How?
He does it the incorrect way.
How? Tell me how.
He does, and there are ways to interpret the Bible. There's several different ways, but the correct way to interpret the Bible is through what's called a redemptive historical grammatical view. So redemptive means everything is pointing to Jesus. Historical means you have to view it in the context of the time period.
Yes, historical. And what's Genesis 1 verse 2, Roger?
Genesis 1 verse 2. Let's see.
Historical.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were looking for the actual verse.
So the historical reference is actual water, with God physically hovering over that actual water that they're saying I am somehow getting wrong.
Yeah.
You
I don't know how
literally
you get
just
that wrong.
debunked yourself. Yeah, she literally just debunked her own point she's trying to make.
So you're interpreting it from a historical standpoint, and she just said there's certain ways to interpret the Bible, and a historical standpoint would be one of those, correct?
Yeah. But I would love to see how she tries to explain how I get it wrong instead of just saying I have it wrong. There's a difference between by saying someone you have something wrong and going to actually show how they are wrong.
Yeah, that would be a debunk of something
Mm-hmm.
to prove how you did it wrong, how you said it wrong.
Exactly.
And it also means, what was the last one? Redemptive historical. I'm totally spacing here.
Tell me about it. Yo, Agent 213, hello. And Mark Boots says, yeah, using it as a metaphor. That's the word I couldn't think of. Yeah, it's a metaphor to describe different things.
How is it metaphorical, Flats?
Yeah, so we are good to go on because I am absolutely spacing. I've not had my coffee today.
No, what? Your double brew? No, you need your double thick. All right, perfect. All right.
No, I had a doctor's appointment today, so I had to fast all day, so I didn't get home till late.
Oh my god! All right. Here we go.
So yeah, I really feel it's necessary to bring up scripture a lot, and obviously you get a lot of people like, oh, you're just a Christian, you should why are you talking about scripture? Because scripture is truth, and this is the whole reason for this. It's to point out to everybody looking at this, your global religion.
Scripture is truth, but the way you are not using scripture is in a deceptive way. It is not in a truthful way.
Boom.
Another statement. Another just statement out of, nothing. She's saying how you're not using, she said that, how you're not using scripture is deceptive and not in a proper way. How? Where am I being deceptive? I've literally got it on screen, reading it out. That's the words on screen. How is that deceptive?
You're not really believing the Bible. You're just presenting scripture to maintain a narrative. Is that what she's saying? I don't. You're reading the Bible in context as it is.
It's just literally on screen. I just read out what the word said. That's all I did.
Okay.
Are you holding a microphone right now? Because you need to drop it.
Hey, pagan.
Oh, I missed what? I missed a super chat. Hold on.
Oh no!
I missed a
Those
super
are
chat.
important.
€2 says my face is flat because of all the face palming. That was when you were talking about the obviously a face means flat.
Yes, it does. Face in geometry is a flat shape. And because the context, again, was the earth was without form, that means no sphere. It has no shape. Therefore, face is flat. Remember reading in context, which Mrs. Cherry Cupcake just said we should do? Yeah.
Cherry Cupcake? That's her name?
Keep up to her state. Yeah, she has to keep it to her own what's the word now? I can't even think of the word. But anyway, own standards. She should keep up to her own standards. Let's put it that way. She's got double standards. Cult. It's a large pagan cult.
Yeah,
And
it's a
I'm going to try and show you through all ancient civilizations that it's not everybody else that's wrong. It's you guys, the globe
So, on a
cult that
side
has
note
taken over
here,
Yeah.
Flat Earth is not. Oh gosh, sorry, I have the hiccups. Does not view themselves as a cult.
We're not.
If you want to, we can go through at some point, Mike, and go through everything that makes it a cult
Wow, that'd
and
be great.
point out how Flat Earth itself is a cult.
Nice,
That's-
because we've actually done streams on this and we've shown exactly how the globe is a cult and show exactly that the flat earth doesn't fit cult signs. Odd
No,
that,
matter
huh?
of fact, we don't have like a set belief that you have to follow, right?
No, we don't. Everybody
There's all
has
kinds of
different beliefs in the flat earth, correct?
Absolutely. diverse.
The globe, yeah, the globe. Do they all have to believe the same thing?
Yeah, they have to believe their
Uh,
pseudophysics and all the rest that go with their cult.
They have to believe the same stuff. That's odd.
Mhm.
That seems kind of cult-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But like I said, we've done actual streams on this. But yeah, Cupcake, if you want to show us how flat Earth's a cult, I would love to destroy you on that as well. Because you seem to just make a whole bunch of statements that show you wrong anyway. You know what she reminds me of? You know, Dunning-Kruger. I think that's the word.
I've heard that word before.
Yeah. Got a lot of confidence in her being wrong, which she thinks she's right, but no.
I know some people.
Something
like
I'm prepared to do too.
Yeah, and actually, there's a new channel.
Okay, by the way, guys, we've got the votes going. Globe preterists have issues regarding scripture. 36% say yes. No, 34%. Not sure, 30%. You guys rock. Please do hit the likes. Share the show. Appreciate you. The community leaderboard at the moment. Bev Try Thinking is number 1. Well done. Derek Nelson, you number 2. And Dan MC, you number 3. Roger, you 4th, right behind. And then Sean Hawkins.
Wow,
But it's
that's
good
nice.
to see you guys. And then Vicky just after Sean Hawkins. I didn't see Vicky in the chat though.
So if you're number 1 in here, what do you get? What's the prize?
I have no idea. I think it's just get a shout out. Woohoo! But appreciate everybody. Please just hit the likes. It really does help, guys. And share the show. Oh, someone's in. PH. Oh. Was that you?
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
I forget what it's called, but I reached out to her and I was like, she recently had Dearth on her show. It's a brand new podcast. She has probably
Okay, we don't need to know about
the next. How do I know? You're like the person that you.
Okay.
Be a little abrasive. So
Can
Can we get to that?
club
Debating.
Rubik.
Okay. Go.
We got a little bit. Yo, we got.
I got a
You
quick
didn't have a
question for you, Flat.
Yeah.
your membership. I appreciate that.
Is there geometry in the Bible mentioned at all? Any kind of geometric descriptions of things?
Yeah, there is actually. When it talks about
I
the
was thinking
circle of the earth, talks about the circle of the earth, or how about the dimensions of the Noah's Ark, dimensions of the temples, New Jerusalem. So yeah, there's geometry.
Huh. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it has geometric principles mentioned in the Bible. So that would be not to say the whole book is geometric, but it does have geometric descriptions in it. Correct?
Yep.
Just wondering.
That?
Babylonian perversion system to try and make it look like everybody else. In other words, what I'm saying is the globe cult religion is a narcissist, a narcissistic religion. Yes. They right, nobody's wrong, and they want to say everybody else is wrong and blame them, because of the globe shortcomings and changes. Yes. Okay, so let's go to day 4 quickly. Notice how he hasn't even stopped that to say, oh, what changes you talking about? What shortcomings? Yeah, there's a reason why you don't ask that. Do you know the distance to your sun has changed many, many times through its conception? Gravity has been changed many times. Many beliefs on your globe has been changed, and many models have been changed to fit where it is to today. Because you guys have what we call the God of the gaps arguments. Yes.
Or instead of following evidence when they find a problem and ascribing the actual cause, they just, oh, we don't know. Throw their hands up, and then they'll go cook up something else.
Yeah, their excuse is it's the best explanation we have at this moment.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, okay, guys, maybe we were wrong. Let's try something else. Nope. It's just got to be true. Hence why they sit with idiotic things like dark matter and quantum foam today. Well, actually, you know what? Let's read it through, because what I love about this is as you go through, it just gets more and more damning against the global religion, because their beliefs literally pervert what this says. So let's reiterate. Genesis 1, day 1. So Genesis 1, 2.
So no. We're going to reiterate real quick. So your description of what a face is wrong.
No, it wasn't. The description of a face wasn't wrong. Let's see. Let's quickly. A solid geometry. A face is a flat surface, a planar region that forms part of the boundary of a solid object, for example, a cube. Has 6 faces in the sense. In modern sense, geometry, polyhedra, and higher dimensional polytypes. Faith is defined as such a way that it may have dimensions, vertices, edge, 2-dimensional faces, polyhedra, blah, blah. Let's quickly do this.
Could you dumb it down for me, because I don't understand geometry? So
Okay. Do spheres have faces? No spheres have no faces.
thank you.
Spheres are 3-dimensional objects with continuously curved surface, unlike polyhedra, which have flat polygonal faces. Since they lack flat surfaces, spheres do not have faces, edges, or vertices, which are characteristics of polyhedra. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh, but I'm wrong, remember?
I know.
Yeah.
You don't understand geometry neither. Maybe we're all in the same boat.
and yes, guys, it is in context with geometry, because it's talking about the geometry of Earth. And how do we know that? The Earth was without form. There we go. Boom. Geometry. Well done.
Man, geometrical shapes have form, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's that.
Is it?
Well, not yours. I got you. So your interpretation of what a face is wrong.
No. Your interpretation of, well, I'm not going to say interpretation. I'm just going to say your Dunning-Kruger is very apparent.
Yes,
That's it.
I agree.
Well, your interpretation of light is wrong.
What is my interpretation of light? You do know when all we said was God said, let there be light. That's it. Do we know what that light was? No, we don't. That's all I said.
Can anybody put a definition on what light is? Come on, seriously, can you?
They do have a model that they claim as photons, but like I said, I don't think anybody really knows what light really is. Now, because we say God created the light, and that made, you see there, look, you can literally see it on screen. And God saw that the light, that it was good, and God divided the day from the darkness. God said, let there be light. That's it. So we said, what is that light? We don't know. Now he says my interpretation of light is wrong.
I didn't hear an interpretation of what light is.
No.
You didn't. No.
No, and the context of this, because the stream was about the globe, I said on the globe, you require the sun to give its light. And because the sun's not there yet, you can't claim the sun to be the light. So how the hell am I wrong in interpreting light when I didn't even interpret it? I just told you straight facts. God created light and we don't know what that light was.
They're just making a show to be making a show about you. They're just doing a kind of a hit piece, aren't they?
It does seem that way.
Yeah. Strange.
This is exactly why I said this was by far the worst debunk attempt I've ever seen. And I mean, that's saying something. I mean, we've seen Sean Hawkins try and debunk stuff. But I mean, this takes the cake. Excuse the pun.
The cupcake.
That's exactly that, Raza. It's just nuh-uh. There's nothing more than nuh-uh.
Your interpretation of waters is wrong. So
What's
wonder.
my interpretation of water is wrong? I do hope they elaborate more on how water is wrong.
Water,
Last
light,
time I
what
checked,
else?
last time I checked, when you talk about water of Earth, it's H2O, correct?
That's what they call it, yeah.
It's going to be a bit difficult to say, Cupcake, please go take a bath in water, but make sure it's not H2O.
She's never
You see,
going to get a
context
bath.
matters. Yeah, context matters. Hey, Angela, good to see
What else
you.
is going to get wrong here? So let's find out.
Yeah, let's see. 1 to 5. Genesis 1, verse 1 to 5 shows perversion of the globe because it shows there's no globe. It shows there's no rotation of the globe. It shows there's no sun to be able to have a day and a night. It shows the earth to be flat and stationary and nothing there other than God and now light. Day 2 is really, really good. What I love about this is, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. Now, how does this tie into reality? Well, everybody who has just, how can I put it, been alive understands that water needs containment. Now, because we have this firmament that God is putting up, he's separating the waters from above
If you want to
and the waters below.
Yeah.
So he's putting us
quick.
Absolutely.
It's at the 25-minute mark. Oh, we are so close.
Yeah,
Okay,
really
I'll
close.
just stay here.
Yeah.
Well, right here toward the 25-minute mark, he starts talking about natural law and physics. But earlier he was saying he had a problem with math. So he is selecting.
math is not natural law.
No.
Math is not natural law, Cupcake. People
how
use
you
math to
quantify.
describe natural law.
It's quantification of it. It's all
Yeah,
you
it's
use.
a language. It's just a language.
Like the amount of water that you have in your container, you can quantify the gallons, the liters, and go on and on and on. But the physics of water is it has to be contained.
Yeah,
That's
oh
how
my.
many hectares are in your lake.
So another thing Cupcake doesn't understand.
This is Dunning-Kruger. You're right. It really is.
Actively using math and science, and when he does, he is using it to only fit his own narrative.
I didn't touch math. What you talking about? I didn't say anything about science or math here.
No.
I just read
You
it
said
out
natural
and
law.
said we all know that water requires containment. That's it. Where's the math and the science there?
There isn't any. The only laws of physics at which they consider what they call science. It's not really science. Those are just laws that govern the physical world. When you actually apply sciences to it, you figure out cause and effect relationship between these elements that we actually know the physical laws of. Correct? Yeah. Strange.
Strange.
And he is disregarding everything that does not fit his narrative. So keep that in mind as you
What
are
have I
listening here up to
disregarded?
the 25-minute mark, and then back into the 27-minute mark, we will start getting back here on the biblical train. But I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out, so coming up, you guys could look for that.
Yeah, and that's a common theme with like, excuse me, sovereign soul, right? Like he talks about natural law all the time, but when it comes to other laws of nature, like it's all just No. This is the one natural law that I'm gonna the gas contain requires.
Okay. What we talk about when it comes to natural law is a demonstratable, repeatable natural law, not a made up pseudoscientific cult belief which you guys don't know what it is, or that itself creates itself in the magic of the fourth dimensional math concept. Get it? That's not natural law. They can claim it to be natural law. It doesn't make it natural law. You don't even know what the hell it is or what it does.
I don't know what other laws that Saab is ignoring in the process. When
They're
he states
claiming gravity. No, if you read between the lines, they're trying to say things like gravity. Because gravity is a natural law. No, it's not. It's bullshit. You guys can claim it's natural law all you want. First of all, to have it to be a natural law, you're going to be able to have to know what it is. Gravity is just a name given to things falling down. That's it.
and they don't fall at the same rate neither. So gravity, they're looking to dig in and find this tiny little minute force that they can't prove exists to start with, right?
Yep.
You
Quite
can overcome
crazy.
it with water. Will overcome gravity. Air pressures can overcome gravity. Gas release
It's
from
supposed to be a weak force that's not even supposed to be a force today because of general relativity. So they can't even make up their mind what it's supposed to do and what it's supposed to be.
that's a God of the gaps thing again.
Exactly that.
As a container and all that kind of stuff. It's
And
like,
by the way, that is hypocritical from him because he makes it clear, oh, you guys are just choosing one law. Do you guys follow the natural law of gas needing containment? The law of entropy? Heck no, you globers don't. So you're literally hypocrites.
Well, I gotta say that they have to obey those laws every day. Does he go to the gas pump and fill his tank up with gas? Does he pour water in a cup? You can't ignore that. No, water
Exactly.
needs containment. Liquids need containment, or they will
Yeah, exactly.
disperse. Yeah.
Yep. Guys, please hit the likes. It's good to see everyone in here. Please hit the likes. It really does help, guys. We've got the votes gone up. Glow preterists have issues regarding scripture. Yes, 39%. No, 31%. And not sure, 29%. So it has gone up. And thank you for the guys hitting the likes. Appreciate it. You really, really do rock. Ooh.
it's like they just pick and choose what areas of science they want to believe if it fits their narrative. So
Yeah, like you guys.
All right,
So
here we
he's using math and science here like he is using the Bible.
Where? Where have I used math and science, Cupcake? I didn't once say anything about math and science here.
Did you form a hypothesis while you were watching
No.
doing this stream? No. Did you do an experiment?
No, I didn't bring up any math either. I just said, God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters for it to divide the waters from the waters. Then I said, everybody here knows that you need containment for water to be held in, and you would need the containment to separate the waters from above from below. Can anybody tell me how in that statement I said anything about science or maths?
I'm dumbfounded. None. Nothing. Not a one. Or once.
Crazy.
Never brought up.
He is filtering it through his worldview and using it incorrectly to manipulate people who don't quite understand how things work or how to read the Bible.
All right. All right, let's see the demonstration of that.
A literal container between the two waters to separate. It's almost like taking a bowl and taking it into a swimming pool, and you're sticking that bowl inside, and it's separating the waters from above that bowl and underneath that bowl. And also notice that you can scoop air and use that as well, so it keeps the air inside the system. So this is another way of showing it's going against what the globe cult says. The globe claims there is no physical containment. It claims that we are just open to the air in space. Well, no air in space, obviously, because it's supposed to be in the vacuum of space. So in other words, it's a separate open system that's very low, and it's adjacent to Earth's open system, which has high pressure systems. So again, that is a perversion of reality. Natural law dictates that you require containment for gas pressure to exist. We are breathing, we have gas pressure, so therefore there is only a contained system. Now, but the containment. Okay, so here's the it. Oh, okay. So the containment is gravity. Okay. Did he even listen to a word I just said?
I don't think so.
Can anybody show me how gravity can separate water from water, please? Any Globie in chat, can you do me a favor and show me how gravity can separate water from water? Go ahead. Show me how gravity separates waters from above from waters below. It can't. And by the way, if you're going to say, oh, buoyancy and density, yeah, that's not gravity. That's Archimedes' principle. And what we're talking about simply here is you require air between the two. So in other words, you got water below, you got air, and then you got water above. Where is gravity being able to separate the waters below, having air, and separating the waters above? Oh, wait, you can't do that. What do you require? Physical containment.
I just came up with a great experiment. Think about this. Take two spheres, put them in a vacuum chamber, right? I don't know how you'd hang them in the vacuum chamber, I guess. But I mean, see, you could put water on each sphere and see if the gravity of those balls would actually pull the water apart. But I don't. That wouldn't work. The gravity of the Earth would pull it down. But you have to go to space, I guess. Go to space and put two spheres in space and see if the water will cling onto those balls in space. I don't know. I don't know how so-called gravity could actually physically separate water from water. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
This impossible. And on the Earth, I don't think anything can separate water from water except physical containment. Correct?
Yeah.
And even in the water cycle, water finds itself and becomes clouds and becomes water again. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think gravity has anything to do with that, does it?
Nope.
That's usually heat and condensation.
Okay. Now God, but since in Genesis it doesn't say anything about gravity, right?
It never says anything about gravity in the whole Bible. You know why? Because it's a Satanistic belief system. Yeah, you heard me. It's a perversion of God's creation.
It doesn't mention it in the Bible anywhere.
It won't, because it's not made by God.
And it's not even really proven to exist to start with, so it's just a word they're using. I mean, that's what it was originally supposed to be, right?
Sol's actually got a good point here as well. Water cannot exist in liquid form in a vacuum as well. Also very true. Because it
does evaporate. Yeah.
It will evaporate quick. It will be degas. Yeah, well done, Solve. Didn't even think of that.
Then he can say, okay, well, God doesn't mention it, so therefore it doesn't exist. So the firmament must be something physical. But in today's science, we understand that without gravity, there wouldn't be a gas pressure, a gradient,
False.
right?
False. First, you require containment. Then you have gas pressure. Then when you have the gas pressure in that contained system, you can then have gas pressure gradients. Gravity is not needed.
And gravity's not needed for raindrops, neither is it.
No.
No, weight is. Air pressure.
He's literally trying to sound smart, but he has absolutely no clue what he's talking about. And by the way, did you notice he's calling God a liar here? Because he says, well, you can take it. He's not talking about gravity, so therefore you need physical containment. Yes, it's literally saying it there, physical containment. That word is rakia. Rakia is a physical, hard, solid vault dome to separate the waters from above from the waters below.
I don't think we would have a place to breathe if it weren't there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's again just incredulity from this guy, having absolutely no understanding with what's being read here.
So there's no explanation as to what the gas pressure gradient is caused by.
That's a lie. It's called gas behavior. Temperature, pressure, volume, everything causes differences in the pressure of the gas. If it heats up, it moves faster. If the volume increases, the pressure gets lower. Cools down, the gas gets denser and therefore it moves slower, less pressure. We live in a dynamic system. All these variables are ever changing. And the
What's the number one
conglomerate of
heater we
gases,
have?
and the conglomerate of gases is here at lower ground level because that's where they are based upon. And
They're
that's where the most,
manufactured
and that's where the most of the collisions are.
And our number one thing that temperature-wise that would cause change in our pressure would be the sun, right? Be the number one. It causes more heat, causes more evaporation. The gases expand. They get more active, get more energy, and they go up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty simple process.
And to get that pressure gradient, you're going to need gas. And to have the gas, you're going to need containment. That's it.
You can't have one without the other.
Exactly.
Because if there was if gas pressure required a container, then the gas pressure would be the same all the way throughout that container.
False.
No.
False.
Temperatures, heat,
Yeah,
cold.
temperature, pressure, volume. I mean, doesn't he know any of his gas laws?
No, he doesn't.
I mean, does he even know
He's got a
Dalton's
third
law?
grade understanding.
I mean, let's put it this way, Roger. Dalton's law, okay? Do you know anything about Dalton's law?
Somewhat. Not top of my head.
It's just a conglomeration of all the different gases in the atmosphere. Okay?
So it's like an ideal gas law. Like it's across
the atmosphere is actually based on the ideal gas law. But anyway, all those gases, those different gases have different densities, correct?
They do.
And they all move at different temperatures in different speeds.
Yeah.
So a denser gas would need to get hotter to move, let's say, the same speed as a less dense gas at the same temperature.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it will eventually go into entropy and cool off, and then go to a lower gradient.
Yeah, and according to the kineticular gas molecule theory, gases never stop moving. They have what we call perfect elastic bonds. So they're always hitting and always going in order. The only way they can change direction is if they have a collision. Now, because all those collisions are mostly happening down here at surface level, because that's where the conglomerate of all the gases are, at different densities with different temperatures and different pressures and different volumizers, as soon as they go up, there's less for them to hit, so less collisions, and the denser gases take longer to go up compared to the less denser gas, hence why hydrogen usually goes up higher and quicker. Get it? That's why you see helium rise easier.
Denser gases like water vapor will actually conglomerate at a lower level and then form clouds. Yeah.
Yes, participate into clouds. I
Pretty
don't know why we
simple.
have to teach this basic stuff to these guys. So when he comes and says nonsense, there's no explanation for this, poppycock, man. I've got actual videos explaining this. I've got literal videos on my channel.
If gas laws didn't exist or wouldn't studied, we wouldn't, or didn't exist to start with, we wouldn't have weather to start with.
Mm-hmm.
It would be if we were just at a constant gradient all the time, we would not have high and low pressure systems, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Weird.
Whew. Oh, they're saying, oh, volumes. What you talking about? Simple. Let's take quickly if I can do this.
If I had a balloon, I'd pull it out.
No stress. Let's take this for instance, guys. You see the volume here on the bottom is smaller than the volume here on the top by the brim, correct? Because it's tapering out.
Yes.
Roger? Okay. So let's imagine Earth now. At the bottom, you got a whole bunch of trees and mountains and cars and people and gases being reproduced and recycled and created. You know, let's for instance take a cow farm, for instance, with methane. That methane is getting produced and all the carbon dioxide from the cars and people and whatever, blah, blah. And the different densities of gases, they're hitting each other constantly. Blah, blah, blah. And now and again, you're getting Lenz's gases that are escaping all that bombardment. And they're going up to where it's more open space. The space is more open. What happens to gas when it gets produced, when it reaches something with more space? Less collisions, aka less pressure.
But I mean, if you didn't have a lid on the top of that, all those gases would eventually escape.
They would just eventually escape. Correct.
Time.
Because like if you're in the middle of nothingness, if you're in a void, right, then the gas would expand in such a way throughout a physical container that it would be equalized, because that's their whole freaking natural law.
No, entropy it's a tendency to seek equalization through chaos. That's it. Random chance. It doesn't mean it's just going to have entropy. Nothing is at actual entropy. Everything always seeks equilibrium. Nothing is really always at equilibrium. It's at what we call a relative or static equilibrium, because it's at a point that it is, how can I say, stable?
So it's kind of like
You know
a
what I mean?
stacking game, right? The denser gases will be at the
Mhm.
bottom. The lighter gases, which are escaping from those denser gases, will be at the top. That's why you get a gradient of anything.
We've got a bigger dispersal area as well. You got to understand
That's exactly what I said.
the
What's
pressure.
up,
The pressure is exerted upon whatever is displacing the medium, and the reason that the pressure is there is because that medium is restricted as you displace it. If there was no physical restriction for it, then you wouldn't cause any pressure for displacement. This is why you don't feel pressure of a fog very much. It's not pressing in on you like that. It's and so it's just like in a body of water. As you get closer to the surface, you're displacing less of the water. Okay, so you're going to get that lesser pressure as you go higher. We also have to consider that these barometers are actually conditioned for the displacement of the atmos that we're in.
But that's what I laugh about. I always bring this up. It's like, what do you use to measure this air pressure? A barometer. Oh, so it requires a surface wall to get the
Right.
measurement. It's like, hello.
I just remember Sean Hawkins running around his house going, "What the walls are causing pressure?"
It's quite crazy. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the ignorance of these people so far? So it's like, it actually gives me a
Yeah,
headache.
that's why I try not to think about it too often, too much. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's all the time. Well, we have it right off the bat. We have a gradient. Okay, so what? You have a gradient. Well, that proves that no, it doesn't prove gravity nothing at all. Show me a scientific experiment verifying your claim of gas behavior being affected by gravity. Can't do it. It's not there. Well, mass attracts mass. No, that's a myth. That's a myth. Things do not draw together merely by volition of their existence. That's stupid.
I've heard you've asked this question for a long time, and for the last year, I've never seen anybody produce an experiment that shows gas being controlled by gravity.
Uh-uh.
I brought out a video when I actually started my channel, asking a challenging. I wonder if I still got it. It must be. It's a really old one, and it's been what 5-6 years now, and no one's come and presented that challenge yet. They haven't debunked it. They haven't tried.
Oh,
It's the oldest. See if I can still
I
find
think
it.
I remember watching this on your channel.
I was like showing a demonstration of gas going up and saying, "Well, I challenge you, Globies, to come and." Here's an old video. I don't know if
It's
it's
one of
this
those laws you cherry pick to prove your narrative flats.
What is the cost of life?
Yeah,
It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth.
I don't know if
The
it's
real
this one or not.
danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
In some volume, V, and over here is going to be vacuum of equal volume, and we're going to remove the barrier. You know what's going to happen spontaneously, right? The gas is going to fill the available volume once it becomes available. Right? You know what's going to happen spontaneously, right? The gas is going to fill the available volume once it becomes available.
It wasn't that video, but I think you get the point.
That was just a simple little demonstration of a volume versus a vacuum, right? They can't exist next to each other. They have to have a physical barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how in context is that you cherry picking science to fit your narrative? That's just the science based on reality. That's what that is.
It's quite crazy. Okay, let's see what they carry on showing.
Garbage is that everything equalizes, and the gas would have to equalize. That's why it requires a container. But because we have gravity on the Earth, that's what's causing the gradient, the gas pressure.
You know what I laugh though? Let's look at this way, guys. They claim that gravity is the reason we got pressure gradients. If I have anybody have a tin beverage, let's say a Coca-Cola or something,
I have one.
is that pressure equal? Is that pressure equal throughout the tin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a gas canister or anything? Why is gravity not creating a pressure gradient in that gas canister?
Because gravity doesn't exist.
They're very selective, aren't
Yes.
they? I mean, according to their logic, we should just put the gas canister on the table and expect it to have, when it settles, have pressure gradient, because the denser gas should just, go to the bottom. Nope, sorry. And if you say, "Oh, but it's you only got one type of gas in," no, you don't. You do know you never have perfect just one separate gas. You usually have contamination of some gases. Very light, but you do have contaminated gases, so you would have pressure gradients.
You kind of see
Uh,
that when you're
I think
looking
you covered the gas thing pretty well. And containment thereof.
Mhm.
And liquids are the same. If you have a denser liquid, it would go to the bottom of your container, correct?
Pressure gradient. So what he's not mentioning is that we have strong pressure at the surface, but as we go higher and higher and higher, the pressure gets less and less and less until we get to the Kármán line, where basically it goes down to zero. Like that's but he doesn't mention that because it doesn't.
I must have mentioned I'm talking about water, not gas. I literally spoke about, look, and God created a firmament, and we all know water requires containment, and God made this physical containment to separate waters from above from below, because that's what you require to separate water? You know what his answer was, Shelf? Gravity causes the water to be separated from the water. So I would like to see someone demonstrating gravity separating water
Yeah,
from
I'd like
water.
to see that as well.
It ain't gonna happen.
How you cannot have any specific volume of a gas or water for that matter without a
It is not
container.
contained.
It needs physical container.
Yeah.
And these people, they where's the container for the ocean? What in the hell do you think the shoreline is? Well, there's no lid on it. No doubt, right? Why would it need one? It's heavier than the air. I don't get it, man, how they don't see this. It's gravity. And I want to see what I asked Brenda about that one time, and she says, "Well, so who was it? Some bird, Newton or somebody rolling barrels down an inclined plane?" And I said, "That's barrels are not air, stupid. What are you talking about?"
I remember that.
I'm surprised one of these globies haven't named their children Gravity yet.
These
Don't
are
give
my
them any
kids.
ideas. Don't
Gravity
give them any
and
ideas.
refraction.
I want to introduce my children. This is gravity and this is refraction.
He's got the duct tape out.
He's got the duct tape. Go back in
Yeah,
for this stuff. Show it again.
The magic duct tape of the globetards, gravity and refraction.
And refraction.
Fixes everything.
Overcomes every law of
Refract.
physics up there.
What do they call it? Refracto
Mentioned
gravilax.
Refracted gravilax, exactly.
in Genesis, it doesn't mention it in his Bible, so therefore it must not exist. And we have Caucasian Sensation coming in with the membership. Thank you so much. Welcome to the buzzed level. I appreciate you.
Argument that globies will give is, well, we have pressure gradients, you know? Yes.
No.
Ad break.
Great. Pressure gradients can only exist first if gas is there, and gas can only exist first if containment is there. No
So that's, again,
That just literally went through and debunked what you just said. We're wrong, Wyatt. Just
He
to
doesn't
let
have
you
any
know.
containment between his
You
ears.
said there's no answer, yeah.
he does not describe what causes the pressure gradients. Like it's like he's falling into what I'm saying. Like I actually didn't watch this, so
How the hell must I rebut something to you if it's pre-recorded before you said it? Are you retarded?
He didn't review this before he's here rebutting it.
No, but you see what I'm saying? He's giving an argument and now expects me to rebut his argument when he's literally watching something in the past. How?
Yeah, I couldn't get that in my head.
So he will bring it up. Oh, gas pressure gradients, like as if that's a crazy thing for us to bring up. But it's also something that they cannot explain.
Yes.
We have many
explained it a
times,
million
idiot.
times, man. What's your problem? Your explanation is something you cannot even prove. I, on the other hand, can decrease gas pressure
demonstrate
by increasing dispersal area, by decreasing the pressure, by removing elements within the gas mixture. All three of those
By
will
cooling it
reduce
down?
pressure.
Yeah.
So what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And you got two more, cold
the
and heat
thing is-
too. That'll change the.
Your thing is just because they ignore the explanation doesn't mean there isn't an explanation. Our explanation is demonstratable. Their explanation is not demonstratable.
So you can do this in real time, in the real world. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. In fact, you got a video someplace, I was just looking for it, Flatzoid, where they have a cylinder of pressurized gas.
And he heats it up on the top and it's in the ice bucket on the bottom and it's got two different pressures in the same container.
Yep.
Exactly. These things can be demonstrated. And when we ask these guys, okay, demonstrate us gravity pulling a gas. Oh no, we can't.
They'll just go mass attracts mass. Well, all right.
Yeah, America
If that were true, how can you have a specific mass of a gas without physical containment? That's just all there is to it. In order to have that mass, you have to have physical containment to gather it together. Otherwise, it disperses.
I just want
God.
to point out again to people, a cloud is not a gas, it's water vapor, it's gaseous. Okay? It's in a phase. It's in a phase between gas and water. It's not a gas. It's not contained by gravity. A cloud is held by electrostatic charges. And then why do you think it rains? Oh, because it gets too dense for those charges to hold it. Boom.
Yeah, when
No gravity.
it charges those statics, it causes lightning and thunder. And
It literally goes against gravity because it is going up. Has water vapor got more mass than gas? Yes. And where's it going? Up.
I was looking at had a line of clouds out here the other day. I was looking at them, and they're all puffy on the top, all puffy along the top. Bottom of that thing was a straight line all the way across, straight line, like somebody just cut off the top of a cake and stuck it up there.
well, wouldn't it curve due to the
Crazy.
center of mass of gravity?
Well, if that myth were correct, yeah, it would. How come the Starlink satellites that everybody sees going by is in a straight line? Shouldn't they be curved? Shouldn't that be a curved line of satellites following the curvature of the Earth? But no, they see a straight line.
Well, level curves, and so does horizons too nowadays. So
Yeah, water. I got some dehydrated water. I'll sell you too. Just add water. Good God.
Some people are denser.
It all stems from this unwarranted adoration for academia. It's like, well, but teacher said, oh, for crying out loud, I don't care what teacher said. Here's reality, you know.
Is her name Mrs. Crabtree?
Mrs. Crabtree.
You remember Mr. Crabtree?
Yeah,
Mrs. Crabtree. Little rascals. They always bring the apple.
What was that bus driver's name on South Park?
Oh,
That one it had a bird nest in her hair. Even she was just all disheveled. I can't remember. It was something Miss
I
Krebs.
gotta look it up.
I like Mr. Garrison doing the evolution. That's hilarious. Congratulations, you're the offspring of a retarded monkey and a fish.
Yeah, but he did a bit more.
This retard fish decided to go up on land. That's the whole thing. Why would the fish try to go up on land for food? That's ridiculous.
It's insane. Okay.
And the explanation for it is gravity. And that's what the containment is. That the containment of the gas that's being produced by the Earth by the carbon dioxide, the nitrogen, the helium, the oxygen, that's all being provided by the Earth, but being held down to the Earth in gradients by gravity.
Just repeating your idiotic statement is not.
Why would the gravity form a gradient? Why would it form a gradient? Why wouldn't it just pull all the gas right down to the surface of the Earth?
I want to know why we are able to live right now, because CO2 is denser than oxygen. Okay, it has more mass than oxygen. Why is it not pooling down and we're all just dying right now? Because the denser gas would sort itself out at the bottom on the surface, correct?
That would.
Well,
yeah.
We're
don't see
mostly
that.
Nitrogen anyway. Oxygen.
Yeah,
oxygen is a small portion of the total mix. The highest amount is nitrogen.
Well, we do need it to survive. We need it to. But you understand what I'm saying? If it's gravity causing the separation of the gases and it's sorting things out, why is the densest gases that would kill us not bunched up to
Right.
kill us.
Right.
Oh, by the way, the bus driver's name is Veronica Crabtree.
Okay.
Crap.
So they took the name, I guess, and
They
applied
must
it
have
to
stole
South
it.
Park.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's who I thought you were talking about at first. You know, it was like, and then you said Little Rascals, and I was like, wait a minute. So who was the bus driver?
Well, I think Little Rascals were around before South Park for some reason.
No, South Park has always been. It's just
This is in time immemorial.
I see the new leaderboard. Bev Try Thinking is first. Derek Nelson is number 2. And Smokey M is number 3.
leaderboard for what?
I don't know.
It's just a community
Oh,
leaderboard.
okay.
Like if people, it's a new thing. I don't know if you saw it in your chat as well. If someone starts chatting and if they send super chats or if they chat as much, then they get points, experience points. And it puts up like a leaderboard.
And that's on the chat of YouTube?
Yeah, it's in the chat. Yeah. Let me show you.
Oh, I see. What do you got?
There we go.
50 XP.
There we go. See, they got different amounts of
Ah.
XP. Roger, you fought,
Oh,
man.
nice. I don't know how I'm doing that. I'm not really typing that much in the chat.
No, it was before chat. That's why it was before you.
I find it hard to read the chat nowadays for some reason.
So you go under for
Pentelica says, yes, I said, why aren't the denser gases at the bottom? RDD claims them. RDD doesn't claim they must be at the bottom. Gas moves in all directions constantly. They always have collisions.
And some move slower than others.
Hence, they're moving. You guys claim gravity's pulling the gas down. In other words, it's supposed to be holding denser gas to the floor.
Well, they don't understand the difference between a static pressure system and a dynamic.
Dynamic. They don't know what the word dynamic means, man. They have no idea what dynamic means.
I think static refers to
It's like
stationary, right?
speaking. It's like when you come and speak to someone about dynamic system. It's like you're speaking Klingon.
It just means that it's working. It's a working system. It's constantly changing.
It's ever changing. Yeah.
Well, you remember the demonstration.
It's just like your blood pressure. Okay, there's 2 numbers when they give you their blood pressure, right? That's the high and the low. How high it goes when the heart beats and what it drops back down to below that. So your blood pressure is never a consistent pressure. It's constantly fluctuating. It's going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's a dynamic system. It's not like you're a cooling system to a car and it just stays at that pressure or something. It's continuously changing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you remember the demonstration they gave you in like grade school? They'd take rubber balls and they would present it as a gas molecule. Right? That is not how gas works necessarily, but that was as close as they could get to it. It bounces off things. It keeps going until it runs out of kinetic energy. And the way to change that would be heat it up or cool it down, right?
Like that really cool website. Where is it? I got that. Let's see. Oh, I found this. I'm getting better at this. Is this the one? There we go. Ideal gas law.
I was getting out the South Park episode with Mrs. Crabtree, but I don't get you a strike, man. South Park probably would definitely.
Yeah, this thing. You can.
There we go. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Do we put some gas in there, increase
You
that
have the
pressure up a little bit, and let's add a different gas to it. Let's add a lighter gas.
Yeah, less dense gas.
There's a
So
lighter.
is that a container around that stuff?
What's that?
It certainly seems like one.
Yes.
Yeah, this box right here represents a container. Watch what happens when we open the container. See the pressure? Look at the pressure leaving.
But look at the less dense, how faster they are leaving than the denser gas.
One slower than the other one, for sure. But they're not stopping.
And now what happens is if you're gonna heat it up? There we go. The pressure is gonna build. There we go, because they're moving faster. Notice that the less dense gases are moving faster first compared to the denser gases.
It takes less time to heat those up.
What happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens when you cool it down, Solve? Well, the pressure decreases, and it's the same volume still.
Yeah.
Okay. How about make the container bigger now and keep the temperature constant? Look, that's going to change the pressure, guys. Oh, it also drops.
Wow.
So volume,
Then if we increase or decrease the volume, look at there, it went up.
pressure goes up.
Heat on it.
Now add more gas to see how gradients do work.
Quite
I
crazy.
know.
Now, I want to ask you guys, is gravity in this?
It's an
I don't see any
invisible
gravity there.
Is there no gravity
Nope,
button?
not on this one.
No, dang it.
Ah,
That's the only place I ever saw that was some fruitcake thing that Craig brought in. It adds less and
And then I
more
laughed
gravity.
because- but that's the thing. It's like, okay, which one would be 1G? Oh, we don't know. Oh, so it's a lot of gravity or no gravity, because that's the only two things they had, was a lot of gravity or no gravity.
Yeah, that was on Modern Day Debates, wasn't it?
Yeah, remember, I laughed and I showed us like, it's like, okay, which one's 1G, please?
We're gonna get it to blow. We're gonna make it blow.
He's gonna pop the container.
Guys, hit the likes. Guys, hit the likes and share the show, please. Really, really do appreciate all the support, guys.
Oh, it blew.
Awesome. Too much pressure.
Even the transfer of heat and
Turn it
energy with the container actually would slow it down somewhat too, wouldn't it? It would change the gradient to a point, you know? Yeah. Weird, huh? How containers
Well,
work.
and also the source of production. Okay,
2 minutes, guys. I'll be
where
back
the
now.
gas is produced on Earth. Earth,
Yeah, if you
right?
start chopping down rain trees and rainforests and stuff, see how it changes the gradient too.
Well,
You're not producing as much gas.
The majority of our oxygen comes from our ocean.
Yeah.
And plant-based oxygen, the largest amount of that we get, plant-based oxygen, comes from the algae. Everybody says, "Oh, it's the rainforest." No, it's the algae is responsible for about 90% of the plant-based oxygen that we have, which is only, I think, 20% of the overall gas mixture that you breathe here at sea level. So this thing, yes, you need oxygen, but the majority, you can't just breathe pure oxygen all the time. That'll damage you. So
Yeah,
there's
they
only
do that in
20%
hospitals, don't they?
mixture. What is it?
They do that in hospitals, so that pure oxygen
Yeah.
on them. That really helps.
Listen, if you want to get well, that's the last place you want to be.
Yeah.
That's the
They have
last.
your best interest at heart, you know.
Yeah, I don't. It's hospitals are just death warehouses, as far as I'm concerned. But no, it's we only breathe about 20% of the oxygen, if it's even that high. I forget what the number is right offhand, but the majority of the gases that you're breathing in right now is nitrogen. In fact, nitrogen might be the very thing that we do need, and not the oxygen. I don't know. You can't believe anything. They fucked up the food pyramid, right?
Yeah, they fucked it up for commercial use.
Well, they did it because purposely. Everything they do is purposely to harm you and
So you're saying
decrease
they
your
don't have my best
longevity.
interest at heart?
They want to
You're right.
decrease your longevity. They want to profit off of your illness. They want to, and what's a better way to profit off illness than by creating the illness?
I'm not going to say about who would do something like that. Who would be interested more in money and profit than your personal health and wealth? You know,
What the fuck is that? Derek Nelson said, or wait, was that Derek? Somebody said something about going on about did I miss it?
Derek Nelson said, "Thanks for explaining." That was
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Nicholson.
No, there was another one. Said something about going for a zero. Why is there no gradient in that simulation? Well, why would there be a gradient in that simulation? It's a static system. Okay, the only dynamics that we add to it is we either get heat or we get cold. I can't put heat up here or heat down here and cold up here. It doesn't allow for that.
And we do have that in real world, and
In
we
the
have
real
winds
world,
too that push things around too, kind of stir it up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
There's one for you. What causes wind? All of them. I mean, I don't think you can come to a full definition for it.
I mean, it's just it's the reality of it is this: is that without the containment, okay, without the physical containment, there can be no gas. Okay, that's all there is to it. You can only have a specific volume of gas with physical containment. In fact, I think I've got that law. Is that it? Right there?
I don't know how much times you have to explain this to the people there. It's like they just don't get it.
I get it. I don't understand why you have to have containment, even from flat earthers. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I had another thing on here. Well, there again, I just realized there's a search thing on here. Oh, no,
Gravity. It
While he's searching,
doesn't
we'll carry on with this.
require a physical barrier, and that's
Yes, it
that's
does.
just okay.
Containment, no gas pressure gradients. Voila. Now, what was the belief system postulated for this argument? We got gravity. Yes, the thing is,
Yes.
gravity has never been a thing. Gravity has never been scientifically shown to be true. There's no science for gravity other than
That is, gravity is one of the most scientifically proven and tested things other than evolution.
trust me, bro. I am still waiting.
Next joke. Next joke,
I
please.
don't have one. My eyes hurt.
Andy said evolution too. Do you know evolution is only a theory?
And a very bad one at that.
It's like shooting the fish at the bottom of the lake.
Page not found.
You're not going to get it.
What?
Huh? A 404.
Page
Yeah,
not
that
found.
was a thing that used to. It was a gas laws page, and now it's gone. And the thing on it, what I used to use that for was it says there can be no specific volume of gas without physical containment.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I wonder which. I can't remember which streams we showed it on though. We should actually look for it, because the thing is, a lot of the times when we've seen this, especially within this arena, you show something that they don't agree with,
Gone.
and then a week or two later, that site doesn't exist or they've changed it.
Why would they do that?
Weird, eh?
It seems like they have some kind of.
Almost like someone's contacting them all the time and saying, "Hey, change this."
You know, the 7th grade math teacher that is depending on his career and his bias towards the global model is actually calling the university like, hey guys, they're using this page we actually published like 5 years ago against us. What do we do?
I remember when I was still working at BM, we were having a live stream, and we were talking about Louis Picard, and we still had Red Bull Philosophy on, and while we were reading the Louis Picard page, because there were some things it said in there, they changed it live while we were live reading it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man, that's going to great lengths.
Well,
It is.
that in itself should be a red flag to people. That in itself. No, even just the fact that you could. Do you see Wikipedia pages and shit going on about little stickers on Hollow Earth? Do you have any Hollow Earth hater channels? No, there's none of those. None of those people. What about Concave Earth? You got a bunch of Concave Earth hater channels? Nope, not a bit. But on this subject, methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
That ought to tell people
For
something.
being,
Right
I've
there.
been a flat earther for over 10 years, waiting for anybody to show me one valid scientific hypothesis and experiment to show gravity is.
Okay, so this right here is a circle, a white circle. We're gonna call this a white circle.
Oh, okay. Why's it got to be white?
Wait,
What a
wait,
racist.
wait.
Why's it got to be a white circle? What's up?
I'm sure I did ask for a scientific hypothesis for gravity, though, did I not?
Yeah.
Scientific hypothesis and experiment, a validated one. And what's he doing now? Bringing up a white circle. Okay.
What's his hypothesis?
This is what Flatzoid does. Tell me that this is a white circle. No, it's not a white circle, because no one's ever showed me any evidence to say that this is a white circle. It's blatantly a white circle, but I'm going to say no. I don't.
It's not. It's a white circle with black paint in it. It's got text, it's got ink, and it's not really a circle because it's probably a 3-dimensional object. So circles are 2-dimensional, and they're not.
Yeah, they are.
So that's 3-dimensional. So it's not a circle.
That's a
Sorry,
disc.
man. Yeah, it's a disc. There we go.
It could be a flip.
Yeah, you see what happens. You see what happens, Mike, when you try and play my game.
He's not very good at it.
No.
I don't accept anything that you say about this being a white circle. That's what he's saying basically. Is that all this information is being given to him, is being provided to him, but he just says, no, I don't agree with that, so therefore it doesn't exist.
That's again projection, by the way.
What information?
Exactly what we're talking now with the gas pressure requires containment. Demonstrating. What's the thing? No, gravity. Okay, then show me gravity having a hypothesis, a scientific hypothesis, and experiment that has been validated. Oh, wait, there is none. Hence why the other night when we had that debate with the other guy, asking him to give me a scientific hypothesis for gravity, what did it end up being? Not a scientific hypothesis.
Hey, Dave, I got a question.
There was no science.
I got a question for Dave. Are satellites curved?
Well, define satellite.
An object away from you would be a satellite, or something that's
Satellite, by definition, are nodes of a central point.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so a satellite could be a CB antenna, really, if you think about it. Satellite is a cell tower, a direct TV tower. Those are all satellites.
I've heard it used in
Walmart,
context.
Walmart
with
is a
something.
satellite of the Walmart Corporation.
Yeah, there you go. They don't curve though. But that was somebody asking chat. It was Conspiracy Music Studios.
I don't know what the satellite. What do you mean? Are they curve in what way? For what reason?
I mean, well, you were saying earlier, how comes? What is it?
Well, if their satellites are following the contour of the Earth in an orbit, and they're like 300 miles up in the air, and you're looking at them, and they're in a straight line, well, that means that the two on the ends are way higher off the Earth than the ones in the middle, right? Especially at altitude. Yeah. So the line of satellites that you see, if they are indeed satellites and not balloons tethered together, then they would definitely be in a curved pattern.
Yeah. If they're following around the curvature of the Earth, like they say satellites do. Yeah.
But they don't. They are following the curvature of the Earth, since there is none. It's like that little word magic they use in that gravity definition. No point higher than the other, and then it says following the curvature of Earth's liquid portions of Earth's surface. Well, yeah, it does. It does follow the curvature of the liquid portions of Earth's surface. There is none.
Yeah, it's literally selling it in their face. It's zero. Because if you go back up, it says what the liquid parts of Earth's surface is: horizontal.
Yep.
And horizontal.
I hope that answered his question. It should have answered his question.
Yeah, so when they read the word curve, they automatically have the caveman mentality in them and not understanding the whole definition.
Ooh.
Oh, curve. Curve. Oh, curve.
You can't figure out that if there were curvature, it would completely contradict the very first part of the definition, which is, of course, they always put the important part first. The rest of them are anecdotal.
Well, that's the thing. It actually would contradict the whole definition.
Yeah.
Can you give me a definition for an echo chamber, right quick?
Echo chamber, a buzzword used by people that don't agree with your topic.
Okay, that's a good definition.
Yes. That's a good one.
It's actually true. There's nothing. It's all just been postulations and saying, trust me, bro. Then they bring up things like Cavendish, which is not an experiment to explain why. You have multiple IVs and DVs. You don't even have an actual postulation on what causes what, because when you ask what is gravity, no one knows. No, gravity is
So
not
if
a
you want
force.
to go ahead and pause here.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
So
I've ranted enough.
No, you are just fine. You've made a lot of points that I'm going to make here, so you are all good. So I think Flatzoid is really doubting God here. He is assuming that because the Bible does not discuss.
Whoa. What? Doubting God here. Did I say anything
No,
about
I
God?
think you were doubting Cavendish. Is Cavendish God?
Is he?
Seems to me that way. I was talking about gravity and why Cavendish is not science. What has this got to do with God? Huh. Interesting.
Discuss gravity, that it doesn't exist. He is discounting that a holy, infinite, almighty being could decide in his infinite wisdom to instate gravity into a world he created. I also
No. You are taking your belief in gravity that's not biblical and trying to place it into biblical worldview. That means you calling God a liar and you trying to push a perverted physics onto God's created physics. So let me put it this way. The Bible doesn't say anything about gravity, correct?
Not at all.
Not the best.
Ever.
Okay. So who's the one pushing a belief onto God? The one that has nothing mentioned about it in the Bible, or the one that does have something mentioned about it in the Bible? The one that has nothing mentioned, aka gravity pushes. Don't come and say, I'm the one that has an issue here. You are, because you're pushing something which isn't there.
I didn't see you add anything to the Bible at all in that process, did you?
No. And this is the problem I have with especially globe denying Christians. They want to put in the Bible that's not there, and then they want to project it onto someone else. Because it doesn't suit them. It doesn't suit their worldview. Unfortunately, Christians out there, when it comes to the Bible, it doesn't support a globe.
No, it doesn't. It just describes the earth.
Sad.
also want to state the Bible also does not discuss computers. It does not discuss cars, but they exist. I don't feel like his argument here is very compelling at all, and any good Christian would be.
I'm sorry, why does the Bible have to talk about cars? There were no cars in the creation of Earth.
Maybe there were TVs
Okay.
too, and movies, and popcorn.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Be able
That's
to
kinda like-
discount this.
They say it's kind of like, they say in our Second Amendment says that the right to keep and bear arms. And they say, well, it doesn't say anything about machine guns and stuff. Wait, it says arms. Okay, arms is anything from a sharp stick all the way to a battleship. It doesn't matter. They don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't conceive
But it's
of
the same as
things in
this.
the future. Yes, they did. That's why they specifically said arms, not
It
muskets.
said arms. Exactly. But I mean, exactly like Genesis now being read, that's a historical, she's going against her own narrative, which she said you have to look at things in a historical narrative. I'm looking at Genesis in a historical narrative because that's exactly what it is, how God created the earth. Now, the question I have, If God said, look, this is how I created, would he not have said, okay, guys, I used gravity to form a sphere? Why didn't he just say that? Oh, because he didn't. Because he describes the earth as a stationary, enclosed, flat plane.
Wasn't
That's it.
wasn't it the year for this gravity thing is interesting too? I believe it was 1666.
Ooh, 666. That's weird.
It was also the same year that a guy named Savitab Zadi declared himself the Antichrist.
That's really weird. But that's what I'm saying. There's so many satanic references to everything the
It
globe
is.
stands for. I mean, even the actual tilt, the spin of the Earth, like we looked at the other night with the lunar eclipses, the distances to planets, their ratios, always coming up to 666. Why? Oh yeah, but remember, Cupcake says 666 is not biblical.
It's not.
That's what Cupcake said.
So in
666 is
No,
not
it said
biblical.
603 score.
6 score and 66.
English, you translate it 606.
Yeah, apparently 666 is not biblical, guys. But she has never read Revelation then, obviously.
No, they open one of those up and they catch fire.
But it's weird, but because she's a preterist, she believes that the mark of the beast is already rolled out and the Antichrist was already here. And the number describing the Antichrist name, the guy, was 666. But it's not biblical.
I
Really
gotta
weird.
watch some of these preterists sometimes and actually see what they actually say. I've never seen anybody's channel that does this stuff yet.
Isn't that crazy?
Immediately. There's tons of things that exist, cell phones, glasses, that the Bible does not mention. For him to state that the Bible has to say something in order.
Whoa. I didn't say the Bible has to say gravity
No.
must exist. That's also another bullshit lie. I never said that. Why does she keep making things up?
Gravity was created after the Bible? Oh.
Yes. Because it's a Satanistic belief system. Everything that's perverted, it's opposite of what God made. But she keeps putting things in my mouth that I never said. I never said because it doesn't say gravity, therefore it doesn't exist. No. That's not the issue. I don't care if it doesn't say anything about gravity. The thing is, it doesn't describe your sphere spinning around in space. It describes a flat, enclosed plane that's stationary and on pillars, hanging upon nothing, which is not space, by the way. It's called waters. It's buoyant.
Well, this is what gets me too, is that there's this belief that when you look into the sky, especially at night, that you're looking out into infinity. No, you're not. You're just looking at the ceiling. What makes you think that that's infinity? Those are all in the same place. What makes you think there's something, between them and beyond? There's not. This is this idea that they've pushed at you, that there's this vastness out beyond what you see in the sky. It's like, no, you're just looking at the ceiling. That'd be like if you're sitting in a planetarium looking up at the display. Are you looking out into infinity? No, you're looking at the ceiling of the planetarium, and you're looking at what's projected onto it. Now, whether it be projected onto it or embedded into it, either way, you're just looking at the ceiling. That's what these people, well, show me your firmament. I've said, you see it all the time. When? I said, just look up. They go, well, I don't see anything. I said, well, what in the hell do you think you're looking at?
I know where they got the idea. They got it out of science fiction, like the vastness of space.
Of course.
Infinity and beyond.
Yep.
That's that hypnotic. That's a hypnotic technique.
Yep.
For it to exist is awful.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
He's quite a yes
All
man.
How about this? God created
100%,
gravity.
yes,
Yes,
right
thank
away.
you, Shifty Eyes. Thank you.
Sorry?
He's quite a yes man. Like, yes, I agree.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know what she's really saying. He's just saying yes because he's too dumb to understand what she's
Yep.
saying. Well, it's either that or he is as deceptive as she is.
I welcome it. I didn't see you. In the Life says, did I miss the dirty potato? And
Okay, get to the actual
Professor
thing.
Phil Bell.
That's
Oh,
just
Phil
another
Bell.
discussion for another day. But the point is, there is no gravity. It is just another perversion of God's word. So, day one,
A perversion of
God's word
God's
is perverted by the Greeks by calling it a sphere, where it clearly shows it's not a sphere. Day two, it's perverted by saying the earth is not contained, where we clearly know the earth is contained. Okay, so let's carry on with this because I'd love to get to day four before we go on to something else. Okay. So God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were.
So wait. How can a physical barrier above us, a dome, if you will, also be heaven? I don't understand. Do you have something to say about that?
Simple. There are more than one heaven. You got the Rakia and you got the Shamayim. You know, it's in different contexts. And you got the open Shamayim. So you got the open heaven, which is the sky where the birds and things go in, the Shamayim. And you got the Rakia, which is the closed physical vault, the dome.
Is this an actual place?
Not hard to
Describing
understand.
place? It really is, isn't it? Heaven is a physical place.
Yes.
Copy. How can a physical dome be itself heaven? Because if we're going to take the word the words here,
We will get to that.
I want to laugh. How can a physical dome itself be heaven? Have you guys ever been to? Okay, but in South Africa, we got what we call the Coca-Cola Dome. It's a dome-shaped building. How can it be a physical building? That's how dumb his argument is. How can a firmament, a physical dome firmament, be the heaven? Yeah.
That closer to the 33-minute mark where he starts talking about Shemayin and the Hebrew word for heaven. But I will just tell you right now that it does not always denote what he's saying it denotes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, sounds good.
4 major signs. It's not your first time living on the earth.
In past life, you were a warrior.
Wow. Was I? Okay, thank you.
Professor Phil
I had a past life, guys.
Bell says, I have been over gravity so many times.
Again today. Great, awesome stuff.
Okay.
And God called the firmament. Okay, and God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered up into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and He gathered the waters together and called it seas. And God saw that it was good. Now, I also want to point out to you, people
We're
believe
gonna
that there was a such.
pause right here. I think we're close to the 28-minute mark.
We're
So
at the
right
20
here,
minute.
he's awesome. Right here, he starts discussing seas. This goes back to the discussion earlier about water. If he is talking about multiple waters and multiple seas, he could very be easily referring to the ones above and the ones below. So I actually went to the Blue Letter Bible page that he was using. He talks here in a minute about seas being plural, and I was not able to find anything that referenced that seas were always plural like he denotes. Like
Always. Did I say seas were always plural,
I
guys?
didn't hear you say that. Ever.
Okay.
In the beginning of creation, it says
He
waters,
states.
period. Doesn't?
Waters, as in plural. Yeah. Okay.
So I think he did a couple of things. I think he looked up the definition of the word that means seas in Hebrew, and then he looked at the English version of it and noted it was plural.
No. Mayim means waters in Hebrew. Does this woman think I was born yesterday? I've been studying Hebrew words for a long time. Do these people really think because I'm a flat earther. I don't actually go and do the research of anything I'm looking up and actually explaining to people. The word is mayim. That's what waters is in Hebrew. I can guarantee you she doesn't even know the Hebrew name for it. She probably had to go look it up.
So he said, oh, this Hebrew must mean this is plural. Or what I think happened is in a minute, we're going to see him go through some categories and see some subcategories under the word see, and thought, oh, there's more than one thing listed here, so it's plural. So he's just not understanding how to read this web page or how to research what words mean in Hebrew. So a couple years ago, for my husband's Christmas gift, I got him a Hebrew English Bible. So it had the English on one side and then it had the Hebrew on the other. And it's been a phenomenal resource for this.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
I really do not think he knows how to read Hebrew or read the Bible.
This is coming from somebody who probably never even cracked the dang thing open. Holy crap. Are you kidding me?
Well,
Did
you see, the
did
first
in this?
when she opened this stream with him, she said she only became a Christian a few years ago. Saying in the same breath, me, the guy that's been a Christian my whole life, doesn't know anything about the Bible, doesn't know how to read the Bible, doesn't understand anything. And all we've been doing this whole time on all these streams is showing how ignorant she is, how she makes shit up. She literally lies and she puts arguments that aren't there and declares victory by not even rebutting anything. Oh, and character assassination. She just literally just poisons the well constantly.
So, Flash, is your only resource the Strong's Concordance?
No.
Oh, I thought so.
You know what? I just popped up something for you guys. LJ, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Hey, brother. Hey, you know the fact that they know you're doing this and they can just join anytime and they don't, that tells you everything. You know, they
Yeah,
can't even come
that's the
face to
funny thing.
face.
He gets tagged in all these streams.
Oh yeah, they know. They're probably watching right now. That's the funniest part. But you know, you already know they can't join
It's sad.
because they're
And I mean,
scared.
I'm gonna point out a word now, just to show that they don't have a clue what they're talking about. Mahim, okay? Iowa, Bible and Archaeology. The Hebrew noun for mahim, pronounced mahim, is the word for water. It can be singular or plural. Oh no, did she not just state it's never plural?
Yeah, she did.
We find Mayim in the second verse of the Bible in Genesis 1:2 says, the earth was formless and void, darkness covered the face of the deep, while the wind of God swept over the face of the waters. Plural. Next, I've got another one. Meaning water. Mayim. Plural. Absolute state, construct state. Mayim. May. Water of. Miriam. Okay, another one. Mayim, the masculine plural noun, mayim means water. Uh-oh. So it is a plural, guys.
Yes.
No, but Mr. Me never actually does research. I don't know how to read Hebrew. I don't know how to read the Bible. I don't know how to research things. Says the cupcake that literally just shows doesn't know nothing. It's quite sad. But yeah, LJ, it's sad that they know I'm live. And I guess
Yeah.
this is the reason why Cupcake would only debate me if her husband is with her. Because they're shit scared of me.
Yeah, they won't even then they won't do it. Hey, I wanted to bring just an off-topic big globe red flag. So I'm in the U.S. like you, Roger, and Sav. I'm in Michigan. So you know what's hilarious is you can't like right now. If I want to book like if I want to go to like some NASA website or SpaceX, and I want to book a event where I want to watch a rocket land backwards on Earth, and you can't even do it. And I told my friend who's not yet a flat earther, I told him about it, and he went looking, and he found out he can't even do it. You can maybe find one that supposedly you see a rocket take off, but you can't even find one land. And we're in 2025, where for 50 years they've been doing this, but we can't even see one in person.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh. Where at in Michigan are you at?
Troy, Rochester Hills, that area.
Okay, I grew up in Waterford.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen you talk about it. Yep.
We're going up there in August. We're going up there to
Nice.
see my granddaughter, and we're going to go over to Frankenmuth. I haven't been there in probably
Oh, dude, my parents went
35
there
years.
just this past weekend. They were just there this past weekend.
Yeah,
But Traverse City is my favorite place. But yeah,
I love Frankenmuth. That Glockenspiel, that's the thing, man, that they got there. This thing comes out, and these little mechanical. This thing was made in Germany and then sent over here, and
Oh wow.
the little mechanical figures come out. It does the whole
Hmm.
story of the Pied Piper.
Oh, I saw it last summer. Yep.
Yeah, it's really neat, man. And they've got a Christmas market there that's got all kinds of any Christmas decoration you've ever thought of. It's called Bronner's Christmas Market, and it's open 364 days
Mm.
a year. It's closed on Christmas. But,
Wait, what do you guys like think about the fact that we still cannot do that, right? Like we should be able to
what's
easily,
that?
just watch a rocket
You
land,
should.
like somewhere in the US. But yeah, we can't. You can't even book a ticket.
Well, that whole thing with this B movie sci-fi bullshit of this rocket coming down on its ass end and landing and not tipping over and nothing else, and even the thing with the chopsticks, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There is no way. I guarantee you, take something and put it on your finger. You've got full vector control at the base. You've got full vector control.
Hmm.
Put something up on your finger like that. Try to balance it. You be successful at maybe balancing it a little bit, like a pencil or whatever, but take it and lower it. Now move its position and put it down on the ground. There's no way. It's going to fall off your finger. It's going to fall over sideways every time. It's going to do that. You're never going to be successful to do that.
Hmm.
And you say, oh, well, we've got 33 little jets down here in the bottom and they changed. Get out of here. You've got full vector control with your finger too. So no, that's not happening. Not to mention that the majority of
Yeah.
the fuel needed, the reason you have these boosters is so that you have this gas, this fuel, to get it to a certain height. And then you drop it and reduce the weight of the object and go to the next stage. That's how these things work. Well, if you're saving half of the fuel in it so that you can land it back again, which is going to take an extraordinary amount of fuel too, what are you saving by having it? You'd be better off to have it go up, be empty, drop, a drogue chute opens, it lands, and you can recover it that way. That shit no, that's all science fiction crap from the 50s.
That's why they
Our
going.
favorite dudes in chat now.
Who's that?
Oh,
see.
Belinda.
Well, guys, we're gonna have to end you anyway. Sorry about that. Tomorrow's got work, so I can't go until late tonight.
Gotta get that
But
rest,
I think
bro.
we're gonna have to try. We're gonna have to try and finish this again tomorrow. I just want this to end.
It's kind of
But this-
painful. What?
It is. But we have to go through it and finish it off. But yeah. But what are you guys' final thoughts anyway on how delusional people are?
Well, that guy there, right off the bat, where did he even come from?
He just popped out of nowhere.
Just popped out of nowhere, started doing this thing like he's a big show and all this other shit, and like he can debunk. I don't think he could debunk anything. I really don't. Just spewing the mainstream narrative about something is not debunking anything at all. You got to come with some receipts. You got to come with some actual evidence that actually debunks, not just call your channel debunk and then spew out mainstream bullshit out of your mouth. That's not debunking.
That's what Professor Dave did, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'll say is I'm surprised she has a husband if she does really. You know, she talks a lot.
Well, there's a Jack for every Jill, right? You've heard that. There's a Jack for every Jill. There's a Jill for every Jack.
Good show, brother.
I got a strike last night, and
oh no,
yeah, I'm off for a week. I won't be on.
Oh my!
Brenda's just popped on now while we're saying bye. Hey, Brenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to end.
Yeah, we're ending right now.
Well, you know, Mike over IP, is his show has started off as just a fun show, and when we go there, we just have fun. He's not a serious debunker, but it's not hard to debunk flat Earth. I mean, that's just real easy. But Mike usually just debunks like ghost videos and stuff like that. Just makes fun of. It's just a fun show. That's all it is. But it's not hard to debunk flat Earth. I mean, it's really easy. You know that. You know that.
We do?
Next joke.
Yeah.
Next joke.
Yeah, it's trivial. It's really easy.
I'll do it then.
Yeah, sunsets.
They've been trying for years, Roger. Hence why they're still here.
Sunsets. Refute flat Earth. Every single one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the sunset. So flat Earth. Well done.
The debunked globe right now. I have one you can watch. I have a video you can watch the debunked globe, a sunset video. If you want to watch it.
Sunsets prove the Earth is a globe.
No. This shows that sunsets aren't what you claim they are.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
you're confused
absolutely
with glare, aren't you? You're confused with
proof.
glare, aren't you?
Who?
Glare. You're confused about glare, aren't you?
No, we're talking about glare. We're talking about what the sun would do on a globe versus a flat Earth, and what it actually does do.
Glare.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
glare.
that one that Flat Earth Dave shows that's about glare.
No, it's not Flat Earth Dave. No,
so
it's not.
So you admit that the one that Flat Earth Dave shows doesn't.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Never heard of it.
What, you haven't seen it?
Wait, Brenda, why are you making all these assumptions?
That's what I was going to say.
I haven't made any assumptions.
You have. You assume that everyone has to get their information from someone else, that nobody can ever think of something on their own. That's you guys.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is very true, because you just regurgitate mainstream bullshit that has been told to you due to an unwarranted adoration for academia.
No, it's not. It's
Mr. Jingles, thank you for £2. He says, give Brenda 10 minutes. Okay, because of that super chat, I'll have to give 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
okay, so quarter past will end. Go ahead, Brenda.
Keith, it actually doesn't matter to me. If you said, well, I really need to go and goodbye, I would just say goodbye. It's not a big deal.
Right? No, I'm going to keep, I'll just keep to, because he gave a super chat on that. I'll respect that.
If what's his name? Is Dave Kane, I guess. If you really want to challenge Mike over IP, I think that's what he goes by. I don't even know his last name.
Yeah, I've invited him to come over several times. He never has.
Yeah, people aren't going to come over and get.
Well, then fuck him.
Yeah. People don't want to.
Fuck them. Why should I go? Why should I carry over to their bullshit? Because
we'll have an actual conversation instead of you just.
They can come over and have a conversation. Why would the location of it have anything to do with it?
Because
it's an
flat earthers like to use the mute button to control.
I don't ever use the mute button. I don't use the mute button. The only time I ever mute anybody is when they start talking over someone.
But that's what you do that all the time, Sav. You talk over people all the time.
So why would the location of it change that?
So you admit that you do talk over
people. I don't admit anything.
You just did.
No, I didn't.
No.
See, you have a convoluted reasoning pattern in your mind.
Right.
You
really accepted my claim that you talk over people.
No, I didn't accept it. I just let you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Whatever. That's your claim.
Like right now.
No, you were talking over me. Yeah. You started talking over me first. Yes.
It's just like right now.
This is why you act like a little childish girl all the time.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Little, you like being like a little girl?
No, of course
Well,
not.
then shut the fuck up.
No, of course not.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the point is if you're really that hopped up about it, you should challenge him.
I
Go-
have.
go
I
to
have.
his-
He's
Yeah,
welcome to
he
come
runs
over
away. That's his
anytime.
whole point.
I don't know why he won't, but I can guess, and I think it's because
Well, that's his.
flat
That's a him
earthers are
problem.
notorious for not
Well,
allowing
that's a
actual
him problem.
conversations.
That's a
Like,
prejudice that makes it his problem, not mine.
You see, the thing is, what you guys don't get, Brenda, is, and we've seen this all the time. The conversation starts, and you guys get so triggered. You don't give a person a chance to stop. That we get forced to treat you like children and mute you, so we can actually get a statement out.
I'm
But
not
no,
triggered.
but you're making false insinuations and placing a false narrative on saying you guys always mute us.
False.
Well, we have to mute someone who has verbal diarrhea constantly that won't let anybody talk.
I don't do that. I'm not
I
triggered.
didn't
and
say
I'm not
you.
upset.
I didn't say you.
Other people.
I'm not triggered. I'm not upset. Right?
I didn't say you, Brenda.
Yeah.
No,
But
the drunk.
The reason a lot of people don't go into YouTube or Discord spaces with flat earthers is because of the abuse of the mute button that goes on.
I've
What
never
abuse?
used it ever.
Okay, let's put it this way, Brenda. Is it abusive to carry on over talking and won't let people talk, and to tell the host he's not allowed to talk, or is it abusive if the person's been warned and then mutes them so people can get their statement out like grown-ass people?
I think that's a loaded question. I think
No, that's
your end is correct on that. I think it can happen on both sides, but by far my experience is that people will mute when they get to tough questions that they can't answer.
no. It's usually muted after they get triggered and getting warned. We have to talk. You won't let us talk, so we mute. Even you've been muted for that before, Brenda.
I don't agree that was the reason why. I think there were other reasons.
No.
If
If you carry on talking over and over, and you don't let a person be able to respond, and you get warned and you get over and over, you're kind of forced to get muted.
This isn't very interesting. It's meta. This is too much meta.
Meta what? Are we speaking metaphorically now? Everything's metaphorical.
That's not what I said.
What is meta?
Hey Roger, how far along are you with your fundraiser?
Well, I'm further than I was yesterday, actually.
You got $500 today. Great sponsor.
I'm just
I got
curious.
a question to our guest.
I ask simple, curious questions, and you just fight everything. And it's not meant to be
He got
judgy.
further away. What are you talking about, Brenda? You just
I
said he
was
got further
asking
away.
I asked Roger how far along he was, and it just
And he says he's got further.
evasion.
What's your issue? He's answered you. Okay, how's it go? Go ahead, LJ.
All right, I got a question to the guys. So, with all the advancements in 2025, why can't we book a ticket to watch a rocket land next month or next year or whenever?
Whenever the next launch is for whatever rocket, there's several.
You cannot find one.
What do you mean?
Drop the link right now in the chat where I can book a ticket to watch a rocket land anytime.
The next time SpaceX has a launch, go there.
I said a rocket land, not
think you
launch.
need it.
Do you not hear my words?
Rocket
Is that how
land.
deep the
I don't
brainwash it is?
know what they have planned for the next one.
Is
Sometimes
it not a red flag that you can't just easily book a ticket after 50 years of them doing this? You can't just book a ticket online right now to watch it in person here.
Dude, I
That's
don't
not
think
a red flag.
You don't need a ticket, I don't think. Right? You just go there and watch it take off.
Why
And
don't we have thousands of videos? There's like 20 videos.
There's because they don't
There's like
always,
20 videos.
'cause
There
they
would
don't
be
al-
literally thousands documentaries. It'd be like
No, there wouldn't.
crazy how much we would have.
Why would there
More
be thousands?
footage.
Why would
You would
there
literally
be
put a
thousands?
hashtag right now and see like thousands because
Why?
there's so many of them after all these years.
Have
And
there
you're
been
saying you can just
thousands?
go.
Have there been thousands?
Well, according
No,
to
there
what I've
haven't.
heard from NASA,
I said
they have
thousands of videos.
satellites.
No, why would
Thousands
there be?
of because there'd be thousands of people that have seen this already, supposedly. But there's like 20,
They
30
all put-
videos
They
that
don't all
rotate
put them
around.
online. They don't all put them online, and they aren't necessarily all tagged. So it would be hard to find them even if they did, right? But we can see, but
Yeah.
you can find them. There are people there. There's no tickets. You don't need tickets to go there. Go there, film it. And if it's one of the ones where they're going to catch it with the chopsticks, I think they usually tell you beforehand, then you can film that too.
Wouldn't it be on the NASA website where you could find these, or SpaceX?
How
For
would
that
it be
matter?
on NASA? It's SpaceX.
Yeah, either one of the two. He's talking about rocket launches. He wants to book a ticket
No,
to go
he's
see
talking
the
about the
rocket.
landing.
Okay, yeah.
He's talking
Well,
about the
SpaceX.
landing where it lands by itself. You can see them. They've landed at launch pads and on the platform in the water, right? I've seen it. You've seen it. What's the
I've seen it
problem?
online. Yeah, I haven't seen it in person.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
So it
make
could be
it
fake.
exactly
That's the
real.
point, Brenda.
you don't know that.
Neither do you.
You don't know it's faked.
Could be
It's not.
faked.
Does
Brenda.
Australia doesn't exist? It could be faked.
No,
No,
Australia's
never
real.
been
We can go to Australia and
I've
verify
never,
it.
no, I've never been to South Africa where you live. It could be fake.
No, I'm just the AI generated model,
But
guys.
yes,
That's
you
why.
could be. You could be AI. Yeah, you could
Would you
be.
say so?
Yeah.
He's got a
So
big
you
budget.
could
He can
be
do stuff
fake,
like that.
right?
I'm way ahead of the game on AI, guys. I'm
So
so AI.
this is why your epistemology is broke. It's a broken epistemology because you can't determine things if they're true or not.
No, the thing is,
Yeah,
we're saying it
you
is
can't.
possible that it's fake because no one can go verify it.
If
You
it-
can
if
come to
it's
South Africa and
possible,
verify I'm real. You can go to Australia and verify that's real. You can't,
If
however,
it-
verify rockets landing.
Yes, you can. You can go there and watch it yourself.
He just said you can't buy a ticket to do so. Do you understand that?
You don't have to buy tickets. You can just go there. They don't sell tickets.
You just go there.
Yes. The fuck?
I'm going to look that up for you right
People-
quick. Hold on.
There might be tickets for a theater for the maybe, well, probably not to get inside. You probably have to be a special person. People line up on the shores and watch it. You don't have to have a ticket. And just if something can be fake doesn't mean it is fake.
How close can you get?
They have a zone.
How close can you
I
get?
don't know.
I know they have a zone. You're not
Yes,
going
I don't
to get.
know.
You're not going to get anywhere near it.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
No,
You
you're
can get
not.
close
Shut
enough.
up. No, you're not.
You're just a denier. You're just a
No, I'm
denier.
not a denier. You're
Yes,
just
you
somebody
are.
who says things
Denial. You're just a
without any
denial.
freaking evidence.
Yeah.
You just say shit.
They don't
Brenda,
want you to be
you
close.
actually stated that there was a war fought
What?
over what end of the egg to open up.
Yes, there was.
No, that was part of
Yes.
Gulliver's Travels.
Yes. Yes.
That's not true. That's a story,
Yes.
not a true story.
Yeah. It's still a true story. It's still a
No,
story.
it's not. It's
No.
from Gulliver's Travels. It's a
Okay, well,
children's
15
story.
minutes is up.
Oh, there you go.
LJ says, thank you for the super chat. LJ says, drop the link for the next rocket landing in person.
I'm looking for one now. I can't find the website myself. Where I
Yeah.
can find it.
Anyway,
You can't find the website for SpaceX.
I'm on SpaceX's website right now, Brenda. Sorry.
Why not just do a Google search?
Why can't I go straight to the horse's mouth? You know?
Why can't you just? Yeah, why can't you do a Google search for? That's what you
I'm
want.
doing a web search now.
What you want is some ordinary person's video, right?
No, I'm looking for an actual place where I can actually go to
Would
and
you
watch the
believe
landing.
if SpaceX officially shows a video? Would you believe it?
No, we want to go see it
Oh, there you
ourselves.
go. There you go. Then why do you
That's what I'm
place
doing.
that up there?
Well, why
You
don't
don't
they have
believe
it listed where you can go and watch it land?
It's
what
called
is so
Google.
hard to understand,
It's called
Brenda?
Google.
You cannot go and watch it because they don't give you opportunities to go and watch it.
Yes, they do. You just go there.
Where? Present it.
Where I don't know. It's in Texas, right? There's one in Texas, and there's a launch in Florida too.
We're not
You
looking
go
for
to
launches.
where
We're
it
looking
is.
for landings.
The landing. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for now.
Yeah. They land at the same place.
I'm still
Anyway,
looking
guys,
for
the
it.
10 minutes
How
is
was
up.
it when?
Wow.
How was it when you went and watched it land?
I've never went there and watched it.
So you don't really know, do you?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
But that's not
You're
how
taking their word
knowing.
for it.
You don't know how knowing works.
Yes, I do.
No, you
I
don't.
know that I have a penis and I'm a man. You don't know that. You have a
You're
penis and
not.
you're not a man.
You're not actually
How's
a man.
that work?
You're not a man.
What is he then?
You're not a real man, Dave.
Oh, really?
No,
Wow.
you're just a fucking drunk. That's all.
I'm
you
a
are.
drunk. A
Yeah,
drunk.
you're a
And,
drunk.
incidentally, today, 14 years, bro.
Oh, anniversary, huh? Was he
Yep.
supposed to be Joan of Arc there?
14
Is that what he
years.
had on his
Anyway, guys,
sub
10
drink?
minutes is up.
All right.
I'm going to be going to bed now. Thanks, guys, for coming. And then, Roger, I just want to tell you, everybody's calling you a Nazi because of you apparently got a swastika logo,
Where?
your avatar.
That's not a swastika.
Seasons.
Yeah, it's a diagram of the Big Dipper around Polaris.
No, apparently it's a swastika, so now you're a Nazi,
Oh.
man.
Damn it! I better sign off the Reich. I've never been to a rally. I've never supported the Nazi Party
Well,
ever.
wait a second. Is that really a bad thing?
I don't understand it. You get people that can walk around with Nazi signs. Do they go and attack them because they're walking around with Nazi signs?
Only if you're Antifa.
Well, it's not a
You do know the Nazi sign has a certain symbolism behind it, and to some people it means different things.
Well, in the Hindu culture, it means luck. Is what they reference seasons, and that's laboring on the correct knowledge is what it's an acronym for. They considered it a lucky symbol, right?
All I'm trying to say is we got too many Karens today. They get offended by anything.
Oh my God, I know.
It's always just offended by everything. That's like,
Or let
just
me change my
grow up,
logo.
guys.
Just to suit them.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it at
Okay.
all. Just to let
Oh, well.
them bask in their ignorance.
Yeah.
Well, look at it,
but-
read it.
But thanks, guys, for coming. I appreciate you all coming. Please hit the likes if you guys haven't already. Many blessings. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for hopefully trying to finish the stream off. Many blessings. Cheers, guys.